getting your insurances sorted is a bit of a daunting process. Here are 5 quick tips to make sure you get your insurance done right. Tip number 1 is to check what you already have. Now what I mean by this is if you know where your insurance and your super is, this is going to be easy. Go to your superannuation provider, use your log-on details to check online, go to your insurance provider, and if you can't find the information, give them a call directly and ask for a current position or a statement of what you have in place. The technical term for this is a certificate of currency. If you don't know where your super is, that's okay. In the comment section below, I've put a link to the MyGov site that'll allow you to log in and set up and be able to see all of your active superannuation funds. This MyGov site's the same one that you'd use for Medicare, your tax returns and those sorts of things. So if you haven't registered already, just follow the prompts and get that set up. Just a quick tip, if you do a Google search for Find Your Lost Super, there'll be a couple of businesses that pop up really high on the Google ranking. Don't be fooled by these ones that look like search companies. They're actually financial planning businesses that want to help you with the search, only to then charge you a fee for consolidating those super funds. So just make sure you use those government websites when you're doing this search. Tip number 2 is to work out how much insurance you need. Now there's a million ways of getting this done, right through from the Barefoot Investor and Dave Ramsey using the multiple of salary method. There's also the Money Smart calculator, which I've included in the comment section down below that you can also follow and get an idea of the levels of cover you need using their methodology. Or finally, I've also included a link to the calculator that I've built using my principles and methodology for working out how much insurance you need. No matter which method you use, make sure you've done this before moving any further. If you went to 5 different people and asked how much insurance you need, you're going to get 5 different solutions. Now that can be confusing, but for me, I believe that you need to be able to tell your own insurance story, meaning that you need to be able to explain exactly why you have the amounts of cover and types of cover that you have in place by way of explaining what the outcome would be if you were to claim. Tip number 3, you're now ready to go and get some quotes. If you feel confident with the numbers that you need or the insurance amounts that you need, there's a few different options you can do. Number 1 is go back to your existing providers, meaning your super fund or insurance company. You can call them and request a quote, or many of the super funds will have an online insurance premium calculator that you can use. Another option is to use a comparison site such as Lifebroker. Now what Lifebroker will do is they will take the insurance amounts that you need and quote them with multiple different insurance providers. Now just a tip when it comes to Lifebroker, they're owned by the insurance company TAL. Now magically, when you're doing these quotes, TAL typically come up as the number 1 recommended option for you when you're getting this quote done. So just be really careful to know the facts behind this before jumping in and taking any action on this. Finally, another option is to use an expert, but typically with this, there'll come a fee for this service. The reason for this is there's a fair bit more involved in terms of making sure that the numbers that are suggested are tailored for you specifically, and the options presented have taken into consideration your current providers and the alternates and clearly shown you the reasons why the option selected has been done so. Tip number 4, you're now ready to apply. So here's a few tips to get you ready for the application. Now, if you've ever done an insurance application before, it's not the most enjoyable process. Now, the first step with insurance applications is to complete what they call a personal statement. Now, on this personal statement, they're going to ask you a huge amount of questions about your previous medical condition. Once you've completed these questions, these will be submitted to the insurance company, who can also ask for further information. They may ask for blood tests, doctor's report, follow-up questionnaires, or anything that they require to make an informed decision about your application. This is known as the underwriting process. There's a number of different outcomes that can come from this underwriting process. Firstly, they may accept your applications at standard rates, and that means that your policy is in place as you intended. Secondly, the insurance company may accept your application, but with what are known as loadings or exclusion. Now, a loading is when they charge you more for the premiums than you would have paid if that wasn't in place, and an exclusion means that you won't be covered for some of your pre-existing conditions should a claim arise. Final outcome could be a decline, which means that the insurance company is not prepared to offer you cover. In this scenario, we'd need to do a little bit more work to try and get you some cover in place, or alternatively, your current insurance becomes much more valuable in this situation. Tip number 5 is to make sure that your beneficiaries and your will is taken care of. Now that you've done your insurance, you've worked out how much you need, you've applied for this cover and you've been accepted, it's really important to make sure that should these policies be paid out in the event of something happening to you, that the money gets into the hands of the people that you want to have it. The decisions that you make here are critical, and depending on who you pick, there are massive tax and other estate planning consequences for getting this correct. This is a fundamental step that's often overlooked. Once you've done all the hard work of applying for the insurance that you need, filling out the forms and getting your estate planning section of this is actually the easy part. So it's critical to get this right. Now, I know that insurance isn't the easiest of processes, but it's critical and super important to get this done right. By following these 5 quick tips, I hope this will help you in understanding what the process looks like and also help you get your insurance done right.